This story is about a man who finds himself perplexed. He knows he's not a serial killer, but as it turns out, there may be proof that he is. I'm not a serial killer, I swear. I have insomnia, and oftentimes find myself up until the early morning hours. To pass the time, and sometimes even to try to lull myself to sleep, I watch YouTube. I like to watch videos about different unsolved mysteries, strange phenomena, and serial killers. A few nights ago, at about 3 in the morning, I found myself drawn into a new channel. The name of the channel was Tales of the Other World. The first few videos were of the typical fare, a couple of strange disappearances, and one very chilling confession on a message board. The next video came up and was entitled, "The Most Prolific Serial Killer in American History." In truth, I had seen several videos in the past with this title. Most of them portray the likes of Bundy, Dahmer, or even the Zodiac as the most prolific serial killers, and I subconsciously prepared myself for another one of those individuals to pop up on my screen. Much to my surprise and dismay, the photo that popped up wasn't any of those men, nor was it any serial killer you've ever heard of. Instead, the face on my screen staring directly at me was none other than my own. To be honest, I wasn't really listening to the narrator due to my surprise, and had to start the video over to actually hear what was being said. The audio portion is as follows, with some personal information redacted for my own privacy. With a body count over 153 confirmed victims, this man stalked the United States from the East Coast to the West Coast. Active for more than 2 decades, he committed his first murder at the age of 12, when he pushed his babysitter from the second-floor balcony as she was having a cigarette. At the time, the authorities chalked it up to an accident, and it wasn't until he was in custody at the age of 32 that he confessed to the murder. Thomas was able to escape detection by changing his MO and signature constantly. He studied other famous serial killers and would learn from their mistakes as well as their successes. An indiscriminate killer, Thomas crossed social, economical, racial, and gender boundaries. He never committed a murder in the same area as his previous one. The most odd thing about this man is the fact that if he had not in fact turned himself in, he would probably never have been caught. Authorities and psychologists are still perplexed as to why such a cold-blooded murderer, with no empathy, would give up in the middle of a murder spree. The narrator continued by describing my early childhood, including when and where I was born, as well as the names of my immediate family. Every bit of information the narrator said was dead-on accurate. The hairs on my neck started to stand on end, and I became sick to my stomach. I felt violated and terrified at the same time. I slammed my laptop shut and went to the bathroom to splash cold water on my face. By the time I got back to my room, I had calmed down slightly. I knew it had to be some kind of joke one of my friends was playing on me. It was no secret that I had a slight fascination with serial killers and the like, and I was definitely known to watch a lot of YouTube. So, it was entirely possible someone I knew had created the channel and the video as a way of messing with me. I opened my computer up and went to the channel page. There were only 5 videos uploaded, and all had been posted over a year ago. I clicked on the About section in an attempt to gain more information. The channel had also been created a year ago, and there was no information in the description section aside from one sentence. To learn more, please email me at admin. By then, I was sure it was one of my friends playing a prank. I clicked on the email link and began typing. I expressed how I was not pleased with my personal information being put on display on the internet, and to a lesser extent was not happy about being portrayed as a serial killer. I mean, what if a girl I liked had seen the video, or worse, one of my little cousins? As much as I appreciate a good joke, I definitely felt that this video crossed a line. I ended my email by saying that they needed to take the video down, and then call me so I could personally chew them out. I closed my laptop, and finally found the peace of sleep after tossing and turning for a while. I woke up the next morning and proceeded with my daily routine. I went to work and then came home. I made myself some dinner and sat down to binge watch some Netflix. It had been a rather pleasant day, and I was in the mood for some comedy. About halfway through the second stand-up comedy special, a notification popped up in the left corner of my screen, indicating that I had received an email marked as important. I paused the show and opened up my inbox. The subject line of the new email was, "Not a joking matter." I opened it up and this is what it said. "To whom it may concern, I am pleased that you have watched my video, but I must insist that I find it in poor taste that you are claiming to be Thomas. This man is, in my opinion, a monster of the highest caliber, and anyone wanting to emulate even something as small as his name is in need of professional help. At best, I consider you a very poor jokesman, and at worst, you might be delusional. Though it was a nice touch to claim I'm the one pranking you with some kind of false video, I definitely think you should seek a psychiatrist to help you. Regards, Joseph, Admin." After I finished reading the email, I was perturbed to say the least. If this is one of my friends messing with me, they should know that my email was a serious one, and I would not be happy when I found out who it was. I did find it odd that they used an actual name at the end though, and decided to do some research to find out if it was in fact a real person. After a few minutes, I was able to find this person on social media. I snooped his page, and was unable to find any links to a Tales of the Otherworld website, or really anything having to do with serial killers or the like. I figured whichever one of my friends was pulling this prank had just made up a name that happened to be one of an actual individual. I opened the email back up and hit reply. My response is as follows. "Dear Jackass, enough is enough. I'm not sure if this is Paul or Chris, or maybe even Danielle. But whoever it is, the joke has ran its course. You should know that I am being 100% serious, and that if you don't take the video down, that when I find you, it will not be good for you. I am up for a promotion at Walmart, and do not want this to come up when you Google my name. Seriously, take it down. P.S. The fake name you used is actually a real guy. I found him on several social media sites. I figured that the email would be enough to convince whoever was behind the joke to take the video down, and figured that shortly I would be receiving a call from one of my friends, laughing and apologizing at the same time. I continued my Netflix binge for a few more hours when I got another email marked as important. This email read, "Okay man, I'm done playing games. This joke has gone too far, and I'm seriously concerned about you. I fear you may be delusional. There is no such place as Walmart, and I have never heard of Google. Also, of course I'm on social media, but all of my personal accounts are private, so I have no idea how you found me. Though in an effort to have this charade over with, I'm willing to set up a video chat, and you can prove to me who you are. Let me know if you agree to this, and I'll set up a time. Joseph." That email bothered me slightly. I wasn't sure what the actual endgame was now. I guess maybe it was actually a few of my friends pranking me together. And then, when the video chat connected, they would be on screen laughing at me. I replied that I was fine with video chat, and waited to receive a response letting me know when. And an invitation to video chat right then. I accepted, and a new window popped up. As the video chat connected on the screen, I saw not any of my friends, and instead, it was the same man I had tracked down on social media. Only his hair and facial hair were different. As soon as he looked at me, the color drained away from his face, and he said one sentence before disconnecting. "It is you." I still have not been able to connect again with him, and he has not answered any more of my emails. Needless to say, I am definitely disturbed by this entire exchange, and I have no idea where to go from here. All I know is that I'm not a serial killer. What an interesting little story this is. I wonder where it's going to go. Maybe this is an alternate universe scenario. That would be my first thought, given that he saw the same man he saw on social media, but his facial hair was different. That leads me to think it's an alternate universe. But even so, that would mean he is a serial killer, technically. I'm not sure what to make of that exactly, but I look forward to part 2. And as always, like the video and leave a comment if you found something interesting. I always love reading them.